we made it back to Fiji. Someone's flight was delayed.
I feel like I spent so much time in Fiji. I don't know.
I think it's been a minute though since we've spent some time in Fiji.
No, not that long ago. Just a couple months.
Okay. It
Yeah,
feels
we
like
were
much
here start of
longer.
summer.
We were here for Love Island in Fiji. Spent a lot of time in Fiji this
Yeah, you
summer,
got a
and then
point.
came. We went to Survivor for Fiji, went right to Love Island for Fiji, and now we're back to Survivor for Fiji again.
Well,
We're
you're not wrong
here.
there. Yes, God.
We're here.
Yes, God. Well, hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay, I had a Diet Coke. I haven't much more of it. So we will just be drinking water for the majority of this podcast today. Because we're in Fiji and it's very hot.
Absolutely. Hi y'all. I am Lana, your resident evil diva. Here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. I don't have anything to drink, although it is very, very hot in Fiji. So therefore, I just have my fans to keep me cool, because it's hot. But if I was drinking anything else, I definitely would probably be drinking out of my cup mug. And I did not just drop anything in front of the camera like that. Nope, I did not. And we do have a panel full of cup mugs. So here's the party, panel full of cup mugs. There's the party, panel full of cup mugs. Survivor edition. AMSMR. All right. You can get your cup mug at monacheesecreation.etsy.com or any of our other cup merch. You don't have to get just the mug. The mug is cute, but we have other cute things in there. So you should check that out. Get your stuff. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses unless your country is on fire or in a war-torn country. Then yeah, there's some excuses for that. But everybody else, no excuses. Get your cup merch. Period.
And my name is Jack. I am your resident game designer of the panel, and apparently now also dog watcher. I don't know what happened, but suddenly there are 3 other dogs that just spawn into this place now. I mean, literally.
They're just there.
Dog.
They're just there. They're just there. And we are coming to you from the podcast that was mentioned on Survivor. Sorry, nope. Not that one.
No, not that one.
Not that one. Not
they didn't mention us yet.
We got 2 more seasons. We got 2 more seasons.
Yeah, they didn't mention us yet, but it's okay. It's coming.
49.
Yeah.
49, exactly.
49.
I feel it coming. I feel it.
Well, it is once again time to talk about a premiere of Survivor. It is Survivor 47. This premiere was a lot. I'm going to say that. And I think maybe one of the most unbalanced premieres we've had in a little bit.
Yeah.
It was I will say from the jump and all the challenges, it was very one group was always going to just be the better. And it's not the same one each time. It's just each challenge, one tribe just dominated and the other 2 faltered. And then, but like I say, it was different each tribe, each time they competed. So I think this is an interesting season because I feel like at any point in time, anybody could win. And it's it won't be, I don't think we're going to have what we had a few seasons ago where one tribe is totally decimated because they just keep losing. But it was interesting ride this time around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
well,
let's get into it.
We'll get into it. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things reality competition TV. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access. So, we start. We're on a boat. We're going to the island. We're doing the things. The Jeff speech this season was interesting. Talking about community being the focus of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, why not?
he wasn't wrong. It's like this. You build this community of people who you supposed to try to navigate this crazy game with. You build relationships with them, but you also know that you're competing against them. And at some point, you have to convince them to keep you in this game, propel you further, vote them out possibly, and then convince them to vote for you to win in the end. So it's kind of like a Survivor always is, a very tier level of things you have to get through each season. But it is a community because people go in there and they grow these bonds with people, because those are only people you see for the next 20 something days. And in I really call it like trauma bonding, because this is it could be very traumatic, it could be very fun, but it's a lot of mental things that you're dealing with, as well as physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, and just like needing the human need to be accepted and wanted and be a part, because that's just, we all want to be a part. And so it's a lot to deal with. So I was like, the speech is a good speech, Jeff, but where was this speech years ago? This is the same game.
Right.
We still had the same community, but all of a sudden it's about community. Maybe Jeff is like learning, like, you know what? Well, not learning, but realizing that he needs to be more emotionally vulnerable, and make it so people feel more connected to the show, because after 47 seasons in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after 47 seasons, we get jaded. We know what's gonna happen. Survivors can get lame. I appreciate him trying to make it so we can get emotionally attached from day one to these people and to the game of Survivor. He just keeps reminding us why we love Survivor, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that was what that speech was about. Why do we love Survivor? Why did you all apply to come here? Why did you all get into this? And this is why. And then for the viewer, we're like, you know what, Jeff? It is about community. It is about this. And we do have to navigate our way through this whole thing. And if I was sitting on my couch, like, thinking one day maybe I'll apply for Survivor, maybe that speech would have grabbed me. But I'd never want to be on Survivor, so it didn't.
I'm good.
I'm all right. So
yeah. So we go pretty much immediately to the first challenge. I have to say, the cinematography on this challenge was
beautiful.
I love how they walked from the thing into the challenge area. I was like, we don't get that. Usually it's right there and there's some little funky little thing on the beach.
Yep.
But now it's like, just like, follow me. It's like, oh.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, this is what we see every other challenge when they walk into the challenge zone. It was nice. I love the drone shots and everything. It's cute.
Yep. Yeah. So we are going through in pairs. We're going through. This episode was also a lot about just nets. Every challenge had a net component. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
They were not going to use those. They go use them nets, baby.
Yeah, we have the nets. We're using the nets. But they are going through the nets, through the mud, running into the jungle to grab puzzle pieces off of one of 3 different obstacles. I love that it's like everything is different. So there's 3 different, like 3 completely different tasks that you have to do to get these puzzle pieces to then bring back, construct the 3D cube puzzle, and the first tribe to win, as we always know, gets their very incredibly basic supplies, and that's where we're at. In this challenge, I think the theme for challenges this season is they're going to be all over the place. Because Tuku and Lavo were very quick off the bat, and Gata was struggling. They couldn't get it.
Yeah, they weren't fast. It was this.
No.
they weren't fast, and then they weren't strong enough to carry the
Mm-hmm.
pieces by themselves. Which I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay. When we saw a 59-year-old woman, or 52, how old is Sue?
59.
59-year-old
59.
woman, I said right. 59-year-old woman put a big old boulder on her shoulders and walk it back by herself. I was like, now I would be ashamed if I was half her age and I needed someone to help me,
Right.
help me. Be You're not
Right.
gonna put me to shame, 59-year-old lady. Just saying. But she ate that up. I'm gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. She
Yeah.
ate that up. But yeah,
She did.
it was fun to see. Gata was struggling.
Oh,
Struggling. I was like, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is over. Oh, this got to be over, right? Because the blue team, they got back so fast. They got back really fast and they started their puzzle. Red team was right on their heels, started their puzzle. Yellow team was still
Yeah.
waiting on people when they were starting the puzzle and figuring it out. But then I don't know who said it, but somebody on the yellow team was like, I hope they suck at puzzles. And
Who was it?
I think it was
was it John?
no, I think it was a woman. So I think it was
It was
Anika.
a woman. Was it Annika or was it
Annika or Rachel.
Yeah.
One of them.
Rachel is.
I think it was Rachel because Rachel would
Yeah.
say that.
I
Yeah.
think it's one of them. But Rachel, she was like, I hope they suck at puzzles. And I was like, I hope they suck
And
at
then
puzzles for your sake.
someone else, I don't remember who this was either. Someone else was like, bad team communication skills.
Yeah. I don't remember who that was. And I was like, ooh.
Might have been Annika.
Yeah, maybe.
But luckily for Gato, everybody did suck at puzzles. They sucked. Puzzle. This
Not a puzzle season.
Not people who's like, you know what? I'm good at this.
The number of people in this episode alone that said, I hate puzzles.
Yes. I was like, why are you here? Like, I would work on puzzles if I'm going to audition for or send in a tape for a Survivor. First thing I'm doing is learning how to make fire and work on puzzles. Like, those are the two things I'm like, I need to know how to make fire and how to do some of these doggone stupid cube puzzles and Survivor block puzzles and the whole the arch puzzle,
the persistence thing. Yeah,
it's just I would get somebody in my life, maybe Jack, maybe Tolis, I know Tolis, who just do puzzles for fun, and I'm like, y'all come and we will have puzzle tutorials for about 3 months. I don't know, we just do it. But that's like going to Amazing Race and not knowing how to drive a stick. Like, what? You can't say you hate puzzles playing Survivor. You just can't. Right. I don't think, but
no. But we end up with the redemption of the episode, kinda. Gata comes from out of nowhere. Rachel and Sierra kind of knock out this puzzle, no problem.
They weren't. The other two teams weren't even close.
Not even close.
Nobody even had their first level done. It was not even close.
So they win. They're doing their thing, and they get their stuff. And so the other two teams now have to compete for their supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And I had remembered preseason hearing that Sweat and Savvy was gone, and I was happy about it. I have to say, I think this was a really fun alternative. I
do too. I like this.
I don't love the way it ended up, but I do like this as an alternative. So, Lavo and Tuku have to nominate one person to go, and Asia volunteers, and I said, "Girl, no!"
I said, "Girl, go."
No.
I said, "You go, girl."
But granted, yeah. So I mean, granted, she was absolutely fine doing this because she. And we'll figure out this later, but she had someone on the beach waiting for her that was not willing to shut her out of game talk.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
But yeah, definitely just like a straight up risky decision, especially to be the only one who was like on Lavo who said, "Yeah, no, I'll go." Tuvu had 3 people. I want to say
It was Tiana, it was TK, and it was
Kyle.
I think it was Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyle.
who all like were like, yeah, we're fine with it, and TK ends up getting selected, which I
Through
mean,
rock, paper, scissors,
Odd man out.
odd man out.
it's a different way to play it. I've seen it done before. It's a lot more of a Korean style, but yes.
Yeah, so it ends up being TK and Asia. They go off to another island as the rest of the tribes are going to their islands. We find out that this task is basically it's like a spatial awareness competition. I love the way they did this. So you're given images of spots in the jungle where you will then find a key and your next clue. You have to collect 4 keys, but there's only one 4th key. And the player that unlocks it first will get the tribe supplies for their tribe, and the other person goes home with nothing. Not a thing.
Not a thing.
And I thought Asia had this.
Baby, she was moving. I was like, oh, I love this. She got it. She good. I was sitting there jumping in like, okay, she got this. She gonna do this. She gonna do this. And then she got lost. I mean, she had found 3 of them before TK had found 2 of them.
Yeah.
So she was moving. All she had to do was get out the jungle, and she would have been fine. But she couldn't find her way out of the jungle. And TK, to his credit, he didn't really get back on the path. He found his 2 and then found a 3rd one. Did not know where he was either. So he was like, you know what? Bump this path. I'm just going to go out straight out how I know it, where the water, towards the water. I know where it is. I'm going in that direction. He was like, I don't care what I trip over or fall over or got to break through. I'm going through. So he was like, I just got to make my own path, which he did. He just bulldozed his way out of that jungle, not in the path that they said, and they didn't ever say that he had to be on the path. That's why I was like, Asia, just go out, find a way out. It doesn't matter if it's the path or not, just find a way. But he finds his way out, goes to the water. The 4th key is in the water. Now he's out in the water, but he doesn't see the buoy. He's like, what am I looking for?
And then all the mud is coming off.
All the mud is coming off his body, so it's just mud murking up everything. So he has no idea what he's looking for. Asia finally comes out the jungle, runs to the water. She's like, did you find it? He's like, you're not saying nothing. So she's walking towards the buoy. So I'm like, just go get it. Just go get it.
Right.
He sees it, turns around, grabs it, and Asia dives for it and try to get it and takes it from him. I'm like, if she would have snatched that key, I was like, oh, if she would have Janelle snatched that key, give me the key, bitch. I would have been like, yes.
I was like, someone put it on Twitter. She has been preparing for this moment her whole life.
Period.
I'm like, oh, I wish it had worked. I wish she would have
jumped over him on his back or whatever and grabbed it. It would have been
no.
But no.
TK so, and hey, I'm not mad at TK getting it because
me either.
Honestly, I wasn't against TK from his preseason stuff. I just wasn't sold on TK. I like him.
Yeah,
I like him. I feel like he might be a bit too, and I use this term very sparingly, but he feels ever so slightly chauvinistic. Just in that, like, he's like, I can't wait to get back to the tribe and just see how much they're going to adore me for winning this stuff. And I'm like, okay,
but a little much. But I mean, granted, he was sent on a mission by his tribe and he completed the mission. And I mean, he did lose probably, I'm going to just estimate like a good hour of initial tribe talks. So to come back with a reward and to be the hero of your tribe, I think personally doing that, if they went to tribal that round, probably would have saved him from ever being a name.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Tuvu doesn't go to tribal, but if you watch certain promos, you already knew that. Tuku, thank you. But yeah, I mean, TK wins, and Aisha's forced to go back with nothing.
Not a single thing. But thankfully for her, like you said, Jack, she's not gonna have to worry about it. So we go into the tribal portions of everything. Where do we want to start?
Honestly, I say the exact same order the episode did, just because we kind of have first winners, second winners, no winners.
Right. Okay, so we go to Gata, and we get the introduction for John, explaining who he is. I do love that no one knew who he was. Like, the one person who was recognized was Asia, and I kind of love that. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I love it so much.
I love it so much. If you are new to our channel, we are avid Asia supporters here. We will be realistic if and when she does, fuck up.
But no, she had a good episode.
She had overall a pretty good episode. So we are Asia defenders over here. Not sorry about it. But yeah, we hear about John. We get the start of all of the strategizing for baby Andy, and oh boy, poor baby Andy. But he's linking up with John. They're pretty close allies. But they're not, the most subtle about it. And Sam and the three women notice that they're getting super close. So they are, they're kind of having to come together as a loose collective of four people to talk about, to potentially, vote out one of Andy or John.
There is also a very slight note that Annika is kind of becoming a de facto leader of her tribe. Kinda, even though she says directly, hey, look, I know this is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm going to go lead my tribe on making this shelter, and they're all talking about all of these survival tricks that they've learned and all of that. And people do clock that Annika is kind of a leader. But, I mean, if you're a leader and you have the majority, does it matter?
Unless they turn on you.
Unless they turn on you.
Pretty much unless they turn on you. So, and then later on in the episode, we see baby Andy, and he is spiraling. This is the start of the spiral. He's noticing that everyone is cheering on John for cracking open a coconut, and nobody's talking to him, and he starts spiraling, and it gets so bad that night he has a panic attack and tries to get some sort of consolation from Rachel,
who the night before basically said, do not pull me out to talk alliance talk early in the morning. Don't do it.
Don't do it late at night either.
Don't do it at all.
Anyway, that's exactly what Andy does.
But he wasn't trying to talk alliance talk. He was just trying to get some
sanity.
Some sanity. Yeah, he wanted a sense of like reassurance. But I'm like, sir, we just got here. I just met you. I don't know how to comfort you yet. I don't know what it takes what's going on in your mind to make you feel better. Like, he already it's like people don't like me. I know it. I can feel it. It's just people don't like me. They didn't cheer for me for the coconut. They didn't do this. And I'm like, bruh, did you make a big show like John did about the coconut? Or John's a 41-year-old man. And so they kind of was like, oh, yay, John, you old man, you crack that coconut.
You old man,
You old man, you crack that coconut. Instead of looking at your 20-something-year-old self and be like, you don't know how to crack the coconut? Like, what you want, a cookie that you can crack a coconut? Like, I don't
Right.
get it. I don't get it. But the pair, like I said, I'm not there, so mentally I don't understand. And I'm sure a lot of people who done Survivor will be like, you won't get it unless you're out there. And that's fine. I will take that. Watching, I don't get it. I don't understand why that will cause you to spiral so much. I don't know.
And there is a certain irony of John at the same time where all of this is going. He's even saying, hey, look, I know I'm like 10 years older than these people. They're thinking I don't know about Vine.
Right.
Like, they think I'm far gone, and that's going to isolate me. So we have John, who's feeling isolated, and Andy, who's looking at John being praised just slightly and thinking, oh, fuck, I'm screwed. Oh, God, oh, hell.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Which, to be clear, is very me-coded.
Yes.
Yeah. I've
Okay,
watched the play.
you didn't have to agree that hard. You didn't have to agree that hard.
Yes, we did.
Sorry, I've seen you spiral. That's very
I've seen you
cute. It's literally fresh in my brain. I'm watching you spiral. So I can't get it out of my head.
Jack, I love you. Not only have I watched you spiral in a game, I have heard secondhand accounts of you spiraling in a game.
Yeah, it's still fresh in my brain, that spiral. So I can't take it. I can't take it out right now. I'm sorry. And you're in the same spot where you spiraled. I can't.
And here's the thing. This is the part where, and we'll talk about it a little bit later as well. But like, I have a lot of sympathy for Andy. Can you tell I'm tired?
I have sympathy for him too.
I also
this
have
kind of like.
Symphony.
Oh my God. This kind of internal paranoia. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't care at this point. I will leave. This kind of internal paranoia sucks, and it really can fuck with you on a very, very strong level, where you even can tell yourself, hey, I know there's nothing wrong here and that everything is fine. And your brain will be like,
nope.
Hey, sorry. But what if it fucking is?
Right. What if it is?
And it just keeps going until you actually just ask someone like, hey, are these things my brain is saying true? And they have to tell you, no. What? No.
What? It's wild. I think we've all gotten into a point, because we do play games, where we've felt ourselves spiraling. Like I said, Jack, I watched you. You recently
watched me spiral so many times.
You watched me spiral just recently, so we know we got into points of I've watched Logan literally spiral right in front of me. So it happens. We do that to ourselves. But I feel for Andy and I felt for John, because it was like, yeah, these things are happening, and some of it just seems ridiculous. But in that moment, your brain is like, no, this is for real. This is absolutely true. And you are about to go home before you even know what the next challenge is. He was planning the demise of him going home. And John as well. Like, I'm older than these people. They don't think I connect with them. They're going to probably not want to keep me around, blah, blah, blah. I felt for both of them in that moment. Then it just started getting ridiculous with Andy. After a while, it just started getting a little ridiculous. I felt for him in that moment, the first moment. Then it was like, okay, and we'll talk about it when we get to the challenge. But it just went down fast, fast, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Very, very, very fast.
The confusion. I was so confused.
Yeah.
And
But
just to be clear, really quick, if you fucking harass someone online for how they look on a TV show,
yes,
you're insane. I've seen
you
so much weird shit.
leave that
You
man
would,
alone.
as Hannah Rose said, you would fail the psych eval.
Right.
So unless you can actually get onto the show and would be reasonable, stop talking.
Please.
That's all I have. Anyway,
if you've never been on any show, you really have no room to say anything about anybody and how they will react when they play a game on a TV show. So cut the harassment, cut the crap.
Yeah.
You won't even apply while you sitting here talking about the people on the show. You won't even get your butt up to apply because you're that scared. But you want to talk about somebody else and how they reacted on the show.
Let's talk about Tuku, where most of the Tuku segments are dominated either by TK, obviously because he, won the task against Asia, but also Gabe. He wants to get some early connections going. He really wants to work with Sue. Most of the people on this cast said preseason they wanted to work with Sue. So Sue has a gambit of allies basically at her disposal at this point. She is very quickly bonding with Caroline. We see that instant connection. We see TK come back, and I love that Caroline immediately was like, bromance. That's suspicious. That's weird. But yeah. And then the rest of the time is basically spent on Gabe and the new evolved Beware Advantage.
I really, really like this Beware Advantage. I
also really, really like this Beware Advantage.
So funny in concept.
I don't think they could ever do this concept again, but I love this concept. Lana, you're muted on StreamYard still.
Oh, I see now. It is really a good idea, but it's so frustrating. If I found that thing and I did that task and I started to be like, finally, I get an idol and I'm excited, like, yeah, I got an idol.
No.
It's for one. All right. I'll chuck it in and do another one. I'll just put this idol in there and do another one, and it can be for 3 tribal councils. All right. I'm risking it all, and I'm doing this in front of everybody, running up and down these paths looking crazy, and all of my tribe mates are looking at me like I'm sus, and they're like, what's she doing? I'm running. I'm getting it. Find the key. Do the dang thing. Open the dang box. I've got my idol. No.
3 rounds.
3 rounds.
You want a full? Do it again.
All the way to 5. Do another one. I'm like, freaking. I would scream so loud in that jungle. The whole tribe like, what the heck? They will know because I'll be so mad. I'll be like, are you freaking kidding me? Throw that dang box against the ground off the cliff.
Well, he didn't have to throw it because it stumbled down the damn jungle.
I wasn't even talking about Gabe.
It didn't even stopped halfway through. It
continued to go. I'll say I would have acted like I failed. I would have been like, y'all, I fell down the mountain. Oh, I almost hurt myself. Ooh, I'm okay though. Oh, I slipped. I hurt my hip though. And I started walking a little weird because I ain't no way I'm finna admit or let them think on their own what happened. Where did he find something? What's falling down? No, I'm like, y'all, I done almost fell down that mountain. I went up looking for more coconuts and more firewood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Almost hurt myself. Never again. I ain't going up that thing no more, y'all. I would have
Nope.
made a whole big deal about it. They'd be like, oh, okay. Give me my Oscar. No.
Yeah.
Nothing. That thing said do 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 do.
Literally.
It was like a movie. It was like stuff, when you sneaking in the house and you ain't supposed to be out and everything you do make noise. It's like that man said, okay, I'm almost in. I'm almost certain. Cool. Don't fall. Don't fall. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Like,
I didn't ever laugh at him. It was funny.
But yeah, everyone knows Gabe has some bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I do think he was smart to take the 3 tribal idol as opposed to going for the full one. I probably would have done it too, being like, bitch, no. You want me to open this 3rd one? Absolutely not.
Absolutely. I done risked it twice and almost got caught. I got caught once and I had to tell somebody to be a lookout.
Well, so let's talk about it because he's going to get the key for the 2nd box and TK finds him and instead of using it as a moment. First box.
Yeah, it was round number 1. He didn't even get out round 1 scathed.
Whatever. TK finds him and instead of telling TK about it, he's like, "Oh, I just stumbled on this key."
Ah, yes, the random key you find by pulling on vines the jungle.
Because that's what we do. We just walk in the jungles pulling on vines randomly.
Everybody's so creative.
We went from finding idols via clues to finding idols just by searching to now finding beware advantages by searching to just finding beware advantage components by searching. It's just the next step.
I mean, he did find that beware advantage by happenstance because TK was pulling down that tree for firewood and that happened to be the tree the beware advantage was in. So he kind of just like, okay, let me grab it, pull it aside. But TK did not buy. He stumbled upon this key by happenstance at all. He was just like, did you now? Got his confession. I don't believe that saved my life. And I was like, absolutely not. Because don't nobody just stumble upon the key like, what's that up there? Right. In that vine. Right there. That I don't usually look up for.
No. But yeah, so and then Gabe literally has to use Sue as a lookout, and I'm like, well, all right,
sure.
A wildly different outcome to what happens over at Lavo. So, Asia comes back and
doesn't have anything.
She doesn't have anything. Before she comes back, people are talking about how much they like Teeny. I love Teeny. Love Teeny. Cool. Teeny, a good friend of the pod, Mr. Dash Cats. So period. So anyone that Dash approves is good for me.
I am a Dash Cat stan here. And so if Dash gives you the seal of approval, you're good with me. So it was Teeny and someone else Dash gave the seal of approval to, the friends.
Oh, I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Andy. Was it Andy?
It was Andy.
Because
Dash could be wrong every now and
then.
The
other person who recognized Aisha at the head of the season. Aisha. So
let me go look.
I mean, I still give Dash his stamp of approval means a lot to me, but sometimes everybody's human; they can make a mistake.
Oh my god!
Just kidding.
Oh,
Andy's fine.
But
Andy's fine. But yeah, Aisha comes back. We had the tribe talking before.
It is Andy.
Yeah.
It is Andy.
we had the tribe talking before, and they wanted to lock down a 4 right away while Asia was gone. They wanted to lock down a 4. It was Rome. It was Teeny. It was
Genevieve,
Genevieve,
and Kashawn. But
leaving
Teeny,
Soul out for some reason.
Right. Like, why are we leaving Daddy Soul out of the picture? Because Soul is... I was like, oh, Soul. And I don't feel weird looking at you because you're close to my age. So Soul is all right. But I'm like, are we leaving Soul out of the picture? For why? Don't get it. Anyway, so Teeny was like, talking to Genevieve, was like, I want to give Asia a chance because I don't think it's right for us to just lock something down without giving her a chance to get in the 4. And I was like, yes, Teeny, yes.
I will say I did kind of call it in the moment. Like, I'm pretty sure if it was anyone else, Teeny would be like, yeah, no, I'm good to kind of just like lock this down. Because it was Asia specifically, Teeny was like, let's leave the door open.
I mean, here's the thing. I think Teeny, not only because she recognized Asia and knew who she was, but I personally think that Teeny, as she said, she works in a male-dominated field in her career. She said that in her intro package. I think Teeny is like, look, I work with all these men. I'm a girl's kind of girl. I kind of want to give all the girls, all the women, a fair chance at this game because we know how it happens every season. First boots, we see how it goes down. And I think, like you said, if it was anybody else, I think if any of those guys would have went to the thing and she would have been like, fine, let's lock it in. This 4 is good, da-da-da-da. But I know she was like, first, I know her. I want to give her a chance. I want to see what kind of player she is. And she has knowledge of this game because she watches it, not just for entertainment, but to talk about it and be informative on a podcast that goes out to the world. So she has to know her stuff. She has to study this game like we all study this game. So that's a good ally you would want in your corner. It just made sense. And I was like, yes, because that is my draft pick for so many different drafts that I've done. I've always picked Asia. Like, always. Always. I just have that much respect for her, for what she does, because we do this. This is what we do. And she does it so well that I knew her before I knew, like, listening to her on RJP was one of the first times I listened to RJP, was listening to her. So it was kind of, I just loved it. I loved it. I love her. So.
Yeah. Also, I think Teeny uses they, them pronouns, I believe.
She uses she, they.
She, they.
It was, yeah, I mean, this is also the first person to not use either he, him, or she, her when on the season itself. There have been... Stop it. There have been other instances of it occurring after the season. Evie is the first person that comes to mind. Love them to death. But this is a pretty massive thing to actually have someone who uses they as a pronoun on the show. So, woo! This is like the second non-binary person after Jackson Fox within the new area.
Period. But yeah, and then the rest of the Lavo section is dominated by Rome. Same situation, trying to find this beware advantage.
Rome is a lot more blatant.
Rome, everybody knows that Rome it has something going on. I hope they all enjoy their Rome-flavored water for the rest of the season.
Right. Why would they do that? Why would they put it in there?
No. He could have used a ladle. He could have used a label. Why the fuck did he go in head first?
Oh, I loved it. I loved that Gaze was just like, go find a key. go open some driftwood. Rome's is like, pour out your water on this wood and then dive into the well. Like,
it was so good.
Like, what do these producers have against Lavo?
Granted, we don't know what it is currently on Gacha because it's never mentioned.
Yeah, we have no clue.
But we'll see what happens. I have a guess on who might get it on Gacha, which would make it very funny.
I hope not.
I hope it's Andy, only because it'd be fucking hilarious. But anyway.
I hope it's not. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I hope it's not.
I do specifically want to highlight. So Asia obviously was completely isolated during the first like hour or two of game talk, just because she was running around a jungle.
Mm-hmm.
But she manages to pretty much get herself in an awesome position and intentionally pin Rome as like, oh, look, he's doing something real weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see the gears turning in her head, and she's doing amazing. And I can't be happier because podcasts. Anyway.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yes. I do love, because I was curious whether they would name Rob Has a Podcast directly, because I mean they named Pod Save America directly. So I was really curious, especially because Rob Cesternino is a fucking icon of Survivor.
Right.
So like it would have been weird for him to not. It would have been weird for the podcast not to get a mention. I was really happy about it to see all of the RHAP people as well. Just get really, really excited to hear RHAP on Survivor. Like I'm so happy for them. Obviously we do our thing here, they do their thing, but we all do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it's very much so for me. Like when one of us wins, we all win.
Yeah.
And sure. I'm just really happy for Asia and all the RHAP people, because they're, everyone that I've interacted with has been lovely.
This is a straight up, we do this because we love the show and we want to celebrate it and talk about it. There are so many different podcasts. I mean, RHAP, silent podcasts, those are just the ones that are immediately coming to mind because I have a horrible memory. But I mean, it's such an awesome interconnected group, and I'm happy that for some reason this is the season of commentating and broadcasters, because there are like 5 different people on this season who have a fucking podcast.
Or do commentating in some capacity. I love it. So let's talk about the challenge. We are starting in the ocean. We are paddling a boat. We are grabbing chests. Allegedly. Mm-hmm. Some of them are grabbing chests successfully. Pull your boat onto shore. Push it through another net. And then use the puzzle pieces inside the chests or the keys inside the chest to unlock the puzzle pieces to make the Survivor logo puzzle. And this challenge was not even close. They literally did not show Lavo completing the puzzle at all, because it did not matter.
No, whatsoever.
It simply did not matter at all. So Tuku and Gata both encounter the same issue of their boats flip when they put the chests in. And Lavo has Soul, who can single-handedly drag a boat onto shore.
Yep.
So there was going to be no question that Lavo 100% safe here. They get through the challenge almost immediately. They win.
I was like, period. My draft pick for Randy is fine.
And it means officially Asia Welch is not the first person voted off of Survivor 47.
Neither is Teeny.
Yay,
Neither is Teeny. And neither is Daddy Soul.
And neither is Daddy Soul. And neither is Genevieve or Kishan or Rome. Let's just name everyone at this point.
We're saving the gays.
Yeah. Some of them.
A couple of them. Just a few.
Just a couple. We still lose a gay by the end of the episode.
Which gays?
But we add another one that we didn't know about.
We do.
Yeah, we didn't even bring that up. The fact that when Andy and John are bonding, carrying their big piece of bamboo, Andy just goes, "Oh yeah, I'm bi," and John's like, "Oh, I'm gay." And I was like, "Gays?
Gays?
Word.
Messy gays."
I do love that Andy was like, "Oh yeah, and the first person I came out to was my girlfriend."
I love it.
You might have anxiety, and you might not have had a great premiere episode, but work, King. Love to see it. Love to see it. So it comes down to Tuku and Gata. They are doing the puzzle. It's fairly close for a while, but
until it is.
Tuku does end up taking that second winning spot. Lava wins a full
building
camp
kit.
Building kit.
Mm-hmm.
Tuku getting a smaller building kit. Work. And Lavo now has flint. And I'm like, yay, everyone has flint by day 3, except for now Gata doesn't have theirs, but
they already have fire, so
they already have fire, so it's fine.
But I mean, there is the other thing that happens during the challenge that I feel might be a little important, maybe.
I mean,
I think maybe we should talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because somebody didn't get through the entire challenge. They kind of collapsed off to the side, and they were like, Jeff was like, "Do we need medic? Medic, come in, medic." And so medic comes, and Andy's just laying there. He's like, "I gave everything, Jeff. I gave everything." And he's like, "Okay, well, we got medic coming, so it's fine. We'll be good. We got the best medic here. They'll be fine." He's like, "I gave it all, Jeff. They're going to vote me out now. They're voting me out. I know it." And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's not over.
Like, you're still here. Stop talking."
He's like, I'm done, Jeff. They don't like me. They like John, and they don't like me, and I'm gonna go home." And I'm like, I have
never seen Jeff Probst walk someone through like a panic attack, basically, in the way that he did with Andy. Like, I don't think I have, like, walking him through, like, no, you're not out of the game yet. Like, I've never seen Jeff do that.
I wonder if Jeff was like, is he delusional? Does he think because they lost, like, because he couldn't finish it, that medic is going to automatically send him home? I wonder if he was like thinking like, no, you're not out of the game. Like, no, that's not what's happening. But then I think he realized, like, oh no, he thinks he's just talking. And so he was kind of like, the game's not over until I snuff your torch. And that's what it is. And he's like, oh, right. Okay, you're right. You're right, Jeff. But they're gonna vote me out. Then he gets through all of that. Medical gives him some water. He's fine. He was just a little overextended himself, dehydrated. He had got a little water. He's fine. So he gets back up, and Jeff asks Andy, "How are you?" He's like, "I'm fine now. I was just a little dehydrated."
The response of like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay. Like, everything's fine."
Then it turned very weird, very fast. He was just like, I think I'm going home, and they're gonna vote me out. They don't like me. So the rest of the tribe was like, "What do you mean we don't like you? Who said that?" Like, they was house arrest. Who said that? Who said that? Nobody said that. And he was like, they don't like me. I know, because I was gonna throw John under the bus, and he's my best friend, and I was gonna go back to camp and throw him under the bus and try to get him voted out. But I don't know, because they cheered for John when he cracked his coconut, and they didn't cheer for me. They don't like me. I know they don't like me, and I'm the other tribes are looking like, stop talking, dude. Shush. What? I'm sitting here watching like, shut up, dude, shut up. Stop it. You're ruining yourself. He just kept talking. And then his tribe was like, no, don't shush, don't worry about it. That's not it. And so he's like, okay, well, maybe I'm, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I've never in all of my time watching Survivor seen somebody melt down in front of everybody like that so fast. And even admitted to wanting to throw his best friend friend in the game under the bus. Like, what?
Wild.
That's your game plan. Keep your game plan to yourself and just do it. Just make the moves to do what you got to do. But I was like, wow. So in my mind, I don't know about y'all, but in my mind, I said, oh, he's sunk. Oh, he is sunk.
You would have thought.
That is what I thought in that
he's
moment.
done.
I was like, he's done. He's done so. But they get back to camp. And they started talking, and at first it started to look like, yep, like I said, done. The ladies get together.
The ladies get together. They're all agreeing, we need to
go.
They all are like, the ladies all come together, come to John, are like, it's Andy. You can calm down. Obviously, we have to say your name.
And John is like, why? John's like, why do you have to say my name? So now I don't trust that, and the paranoia begins to set in further on John, because he's like, he already felt isolated, like he didn't belong because he was older. Now he's like, now they're gonna say my name. They saying it, but it's not me. But I feel like it's me. I think it's me. So now he's trying to figure out another way to get around this, because he's paranoid. He's paranoid now, and he's like, everything doesn't make sense. And then he goes to Andy, and he's like, look, I know what you said. I'm not worried about it. It was just the dehydration talking. I'm not worried about that. We need to work together, because they might come for you. They might come for me. We need to work together. We need to figure something else out. So Andy was like, yes, lifeline. Let's work. Let's figure this out. We can put it on Anika, because she's the leader, and we have to put it on her. Let's put it on Anika. And so John is like, okay, long as it's not me, let's do that. Let's put it on Anika. That's how it's going to be. And they're like, all right. So they go to Sam to try to get Sam to agree to put it on Anika. And it's Sam, John, Andy all go put it on Anika, and then they want him to convince Sierra to join Sam, because Sierra and Sam are close. So they're like, Sam, you convince Sierra to put it on Anika. And Sam was like, oh, okay. As soon as they walk away, he was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No, we need the strength of the tribe, which became the motto for Gata. In that moment, they were like, we need the strength of the tribe. And so it doesn't make sense to get rid of Anika, and it doesn't make sense to get rid of Andy. We have to just it has to be John, right? But we can't tell Rachel. And they were like, but we have to tell somebody. We need Anika, and we need them to come to this side and join us. So they went off talking. Sierra was like, we still, the strength of the tribe. Yeah, that makes sense. Rachel was like, but what if he freak out again? What if Andy freaks out again?
And I appreciate Rachel being so realistic in this moment. Like, okay, yeah, tribe strength is very important. Obviously, we don't want to keep losing challenges, but also, who knows what this man's mental state is going to be like in the coming days. And as unfortunate as it is, I think that is a very genuine concern for someone to have in this game. And obviously there is a lot of empathy coming from all of them regarding that. And honestly, I think that's ultimately why a lot of the reason why they ended up keeping Andy is
but I
because
think it is also different.
It is also tribe strength.
Mm-hmm.
But is he gonna add this tribe strength and then gas out at the next challenge again?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, tribe strength where? He literally collapsed at the end of the challenge. He didn't contribute a whole lot to anything.
Exactly.
He tipped over the boat. He was all in the water. They couldn't get the thing. So I'm like, he really wasn't contributing to tribe strength as much as John was. So I don't know. But
I honestly think it's also an argument of they know John is older. As such, they see him as physically weaker.
Yep.
Regardless of if he is actually physically weaker or not, Andy is a bigger guy. John isn't. John is a podcast host, and that's initially going to strike you as someone who is very, very weak.
Because we just sit around and talk all day.
Because
we just sit around and talk all day. You just sit around on your lazy, scrawny butts and talk all day.
Scrawny.
I mean, we know the truth.
But
I'm
the
just
truth,
saying.
but that doesn't.
I go to the gym 3 times a week. I don't want to fucking hear it.
That's all. We know what the truth.
Yes.
They just think because you say you're a podcast, you ain't doing nothing. Now, some of us ain't, because I ain't going to the gym 3 times a week. But some of us are. But they took John as he's older and he's weaker, no matter what. But so that's what we leave the camp going to tribal council with them saying we have to keep the tribe strong. That's what they left off with. But I want to say, Survivor 47, I'm going to give you your props. I'm going to give you your flowers. I'm about to give you your big ups because y'all did y'all big one with this tribal council area. This tribal council area, they heard our talking about them because when I first saw Australia's survivors tribal council area, I was like, oh, that's weak compared. Their tribal council outdoes our tribal council area by far. I was like, that's so messy. But this one here, I said, oh, so we got a budget this time. We got big bucks this season. And that tribal council area is beautiful. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, it don't smell like roaches or nothing up in here. This is nice. It looks so good. I was like, work. This is the best tribal council area I've seen in a very long time on Survivor US. So I was very excited about it. Very excited about it. I was like, ooh, is they going up triple? Is this like tri-level? Are we going upstairs to go vote? What are we doing? It's like, is it an elevator in this place? What's the Ritz-Carlton up in here? Right. It was so huge.
Yeah.
And when they walked in, they were like, oh, this is lovely. I was like, my God. And then the camera shots did it all the justice. The drone shots overhead, and then it was just good. I'm gonna give y'all props for that one. It didn't look like it's just nice. It's nice.
And I'm gonna give them their props again for honestly deflecting from what actually happened, because I went into this still honestly thinking that Andy they were gonna vote out Andy. I still thought Andy was going. I thought Andy was gone. And even throughout all the questions and the talking and the explanations and everything like that, I was like, Andy's gone. Andy's not making it through. Andy isn't doing it. We're getting rid of Andy. Votes come in, and John Lovett is out first.
With all the votes except
what?
One.
Okay. Huh?
What?
Okay, wait. So all of that pushing, all of him being the only person featured in the fucking promos up until like a week beforehand, for a first boot?
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me. It honestly doesn't surprise me. They needed to capitalize on the fact that John Lovett is, objectively speaking, probably the most famous person that has ever been on Survivor.
Right.
that has ever come onto the show as a famous person.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of people have gotten a big. I mean, hey, look at fucking Rob Sesternino. Like, but he was nobody. No offense to Rob, but he was nobody when he went on the show, and he has built his stuff. John Lovett is, objectively speaking, the most famous person that has ever come onto Survivor.
I mean, other than John Rocker and the baseball player,
there's a couple of football stars.
He's
who have been
as far as star
bigger.
power is concerned. Yeah, I was gonna say as far as people that are known in media and pop culture, John is definitely up there with all of the athletes that we've had. Like that is the pool of people that I think are like the most, like, because John Rocker, exactly, like, and we've had a couple football players,
wrestlers, we had some
basketball players. Like, I would honestly put John up there with those kind of people who are like very easily recognizable to a lot of people, and they had to capitalize on the fact that they finally cast him on the show. And I'm not surprised with all of this press. I kind of went into this episode being like, okay, cool. I'm kind of expecting John to go home first. I didn't want him to. I would have really liked to see more of John Lovett playing, because I think it would have been really fun to see him play Survivor. But I am not at all. I'm based on preseason knowledge and the media that Survivor was putting out preseason. It does not surprise me in the slightest that John was the first to go home. Based on what happened in this episode, though, thoroughly shocked.
Yeah.
I just find it so weird that that was the way they decided to go. When I'm like, I don't know if it's just my way of thinking when I'm playing a game. It's just like, sure, we love the strength of the tribe. We definitely need people who can do things. But this man mentally checked out. He physically checked out. That's two things he's already done. And these competitions
emotionally checked out.
Right. And emotionally, like he
literally said, I'm going to, my plan was to throw my best friend under the bus. My best friend under the bus. You cannot trust someone at that point.
Right. Who do you trust? How do you trust this man?
Tribe strength is one thing, and I understand it, and I won't ever fully get it, because I don't necessarily want to go on Survivor. Survivor, I love watching it, don't want to go on it. But in a game, period, I am always going to pick predictability over uncertainty. John
I'm always gonna pick trust.
Was proven to, and that too.
Because not knowing I can't fully trust anybody, but if I can't even remotely trust you enough not to do something that I asked you to not to do, don't pull me aside for alliance chats in the middle of the night. And you turn around and totally do that. That means you don't care about first of all, you don't care about what I think. You don't respect my wishes. And you don't respect my boundaries. So therefore, I can't trust you to be on my side. So no, not gonna put you.
Yeah.
At least Rachel should have voted against that. I mean, I get why she didn't, because I understand you want to be with the tribe.
It would have been obvious who unfortunately did it.
Whatever. But I would have fought harder. I'd be like, y'all, can we really trust this man? I get he's big, but he's big and useless if he's not here. He's big and useless if his mind is not right. Now, this is not me saying that I don't like Andy. I think Andy is enjoyable to watch on television. But is he spiraling in this episode? Absolutely. Maybe, and hopefully, we'll see in the next episode he get his crap together and suck it up and keep it moving, but and get right. But I don't know if I was in that position, if I would be able to trust him enough to keep him in that game. Like, y'all couldn't tell me otherwise, and I don't care who trying to outtalk me. I'm gonna outtalk you, and even if it's to my detriment later on, like she was fighting too hard for him, like because I can't trust him. I can't. Ooh, but that's why I'm not playing Survivor, because, no.
Exactly.
But
yeah. John Lovett is the first person voted out.
John has leave it the season.
No.
There's some dumbass pun in
I
there.
don't love it.
I don't love it either.
I don't love it.
Oh, fuck,
I
there
love
it is.
it.
Oh.
Logan, you get it. Logan got it.
Oh my god.
Yep,
Anyway,
But-
I mean, there is one secret scene that has been released that I think could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It is
I'm kind of surprised
specifically
it wasn't on the show.
it's specifically Soul telling Rome to calm it the fuck down.
Yeah.
And being like, dude, you're doing too much. Calm down. And seeing the previews for the next episode, we have Andy, Gabe, and Rome doing dumb shit, and everyone going, stop. So
I think Andy is gonna find that beware advantage for.
I think so as well, and
I
I think
think
it's
he
the
gonna
worst
find
thing
it.
for him.
I think he's gonna find it, and he's gonna do some dumb stuff, probably get caught, but still have the idol, so they can't. They go try to vote him out, but he gonna save us. I just think he gonna be the one to find it, and it's gonna be interesting. But see, but that's the thing. That beware advantage is setting you up to look stupid and make you do dumb things and make you look sus and obvious, and because you get that like. Finding an advantage. You're like, okay, I want to do it. I'm going to do it. And now you have to go on this trek. I got to run here and go find the key here, run back and open it. Oh, nope, it's something else. I got to go do something else. And so now you running around camp looking like a crazy person, and everybody at camp is watching you like, what is he doing? Oh, he looking for something. So now all they can sit around is watch you running around like a chicken with your head cut off and assume you found something. And he's sus. So next time we go to tribal, this person is out. You might save yourself but you can't save yourself twice. Unless they put another idol back in and you find it again. But that's
I
wild.
don't think they will. I think I am curious though. What is that third box going to be? Because obviously we've seen them stop at 1 with Rome. Rome stopped at 1, right? Or did he?
I don't think we got him. He didn't go back.
We haven't seen Rome open the.
He had opened the first box.
Oh, yeah.
He has the key.
Yeah,
but he hasn't actually
seen him go back yet.
Yeah, he said, "I'll wait till later on at night to do it," making himself look more. So we'll probably
see it at the start of next episode. It'll probably be some sort of like flashback situation.
Yeah.
But yeah. That is where we are at the end of episode 1 of Survivor 47. I will say, as far as our draft is concerned.
I'm about to say, we did do a draft because we didn't talk about it.
We did do a draft. We did indeed do a draft. And I'm going to pull up what we did for the draft.
Yes.
Spoiler, I have lost my first member.
Yes.
I did draft John Lovett. Horrible mistake. Huge. But you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. So, the draft was the 3 of us as well as Eduardo, who I hope will come on for this season at some point. But I think Thursdays are the worst possible day for him. So maybe not. But regardless, we have Team Jack, which is Gabe, Sue, Rome, Teeny, and Andy.
Yes.
We each got 5 picks. Team Lana is Kyle, Tiana, Asia, Kashawn, and Sierra. Team Eduardo is Caroline, TK, Daddy Soul, Sam, and Annika. And Team Logan is Asia, Genevieve, Rachel, Daddy Saul, and formerly John Lovett. So I really said fuck Tuku.
I will say that my personal Noople draft is now completely fucked because I also had John Lovett for that. So I can kiss my chances goodbye. I don't know what y'all drafted for your Nooples. I think, Logan, you have 3 picks. Lana, I'm not sure how many you have.
1.
And
we are 1 and done, and I have Asia, so I'm good right now.
Okay, you have a good pick.
I picked first.
I also picked first, and I stole Asia from my good friend Mari Forth. So,
Logan.
But I am actually, I will say, after the start of this episode, I'm really happy with my nipple draft because I have Asia, Tiana, and Sierra.
Oh my
I really
God.
like all of them. So I'm really, really happy. I'm rocking out with my team of women.
Not me having your team on my draft team for the cup. Period.
I know, literally.
Literally, I have Asia, Tiana, and Sierra.
Period. But that is where we are going to leave y'all off today. Yes. Let us know all your thoughts on the premiere of Survivor 47 down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining us. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out because we are here with a lot of reality competition show experience, content and experience in podcasting. We will be back next week, same time, same place, probably same us, to talk about episode 2.
Unfortunately, I'm going on a journey, so I will not be here next week. Maybe Lorna will be.
Gross. Anyway, same me and Lana. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so
everybody hates me. I know this. You're all out to get me. You did not cheer for me when I cracked my coconut. And I know you're going to vote me out because I am the oldest. So
shut up,